Okay, so I'm gonna show y'all this video and I'm gonna come back and talk about it. But this is Trump telling people that, or admitting to people that Bernie would be a lot harder to beat. Just watch this.
Bernie Sanders got taken advantage of, is that okay? By Hillary Clinton, but worse, by the Democrats this time. Because the Pocahontas, Elizabeth Warren, got out of the campaign one day prior to the Super Tuesday vote. Bernie Sanders would have won every single state because Biden won by a little bit, and she didn't do well, but she took thousands and thousands of votes away in each state. If you add just a percentage of those votes back, that means that Bernie would have won easily the nomination. And I'm glad he didn't, because he had much more enthusiasm. Yeah. And he would have had a base, much smaller base than ours, but equally, I have to say this, equally as enthusiastic. This base doesn't like Joe Biden. They don't like Joe Biden. I think we're going to get a lot of votes. We did last time. People were surprised, primarily because of trade, because I know how other countries take advantage of us, and I understand that. And that's something that Bernie Sanders people really feel, because I understand trade.
What's so frustrating about this is that you have people in the media throughout the primary part of the 2020 campaign just absolutely gushing over people like Pete Buttigieg and Amy Klobuchar and even Joe Biden at times, and talking about how they're so electable and they're so this and they're so that and they're so this and they're so that. And and even on The View, I remember it was one time they were like, "Oh, Trump is just afraid of Biden. He's just so terrified of Biden. He doesn't want to do anything. No, he's afraid of Biden." When really that was not the case. When he was saying, hey, "Yeah, please, I hope Joe Biden wins," that wasn't because he was afraid of him. That was because he's not afraid of him. He knew that Joe Biden would be easy to beat. And that was before the whole Super Tuesday Democratic establishment collusion, where they had Elizabeth Warren stay in the race, Pete Buttigieg. This was right after Joe Biden won South Carolina. Pete Buttigieg stayed in. No, Pete Buttigieg dropped out. Amy Klobuchar dropped out. Elizabeth Warren stayed in through Super Tuesday. Same with Mike Bloomberg. They both stayed in through Super Tuesday, and they basically just coalesced around Biden pretty much. They dropped out and endorsed Biden, and when Super Tuesday happened, it was a bloodbath for Bernie. He just couldn't overcome that gargantuan monster that they became. You know, they just kind of meshed into one thing, and that was Joe. So, but the whole time, Trump was more afraid of Bernie because he saw that Bernie has a base and that Bernie is a real populist. And like he said in the video, his base, he has an enthusiastic base. He said, they might be smaller than mine, but it's enthusiastic. That right there, that's his real true instinct, and that's his real true feelings. People may call him stupid, dumb, but he has some instincts left. They've kind of disappeared a little bit with this, with him going up against Biden, but he still has some instinct, and he knew that Bernie would have been much harder to beat. If Bernie was the nominee right now, and all the events that played out the exact same way, Bernie would be up 25 points right now. He would be up like that. How Biden jumped up, like, what was he at, 14 points or something at one point? Yeah, Bernie would have sustained that. And the DNC would have looked much different, and it would have been more policy focused. It would have been authentic. There would have been people like Nina Turner. All of them probably would have gotten to speak if they would have allowed him to let them speak, you know, because of how the DNC is. But yeah, it would have been yeah, we would be banking on Bernie winning right now in November. But with Biden, he is just an empty, hollow shell. He's not. The whole DNC itself was a vapid, empty container of platitudes and just cliche, oh, decency and the norms. I'm getting so sick and tired of the media screaming about the norms. Trump gave the speech from the White House. Is that legal? Is that legal? Can he do that? Like you're some like hall monitor or something. The media is being a giant Karen. The media is the biggest Karen of them all. Is that legal? Are you allowed to do that? That's a violation of the norms. Like, stop yourself, because that's not helping. That's not helping anybody. And the RNC, as all over the place as it was, at least they had some policy there. They use real, actual people to tell the stories authentically, rather than the DNC looking like everybody was in a hostage video. Like, I don't know what's wrong with. I think they actively are just trying to lose. I really think that the Democrats are really just trying to lose. Nancy Pelosi coming out here talking about Joe shouldn't debate Trump. Like what's wrong with you? What is wrong with you guys? I don't get it. And I mean, the RNC, the Republicans, they don't. Sometimes they do pretty much the same things. They make these just dumb mistakes, and they've been going all out radical. They're just radical left and this, that. Like, what is it? Matt Gaetz, whoever that was, came out there and said the Democrats are gonna let everybody out of prison and invite MS-13 to come live next door to you. Like, what are you talking about? You're just being like hyperbolic and fear mongering for no reason. And that's just like the Democrats. Orange man is bad. Trump is very, 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 very bad. They were bragging about the Republicans that were coming out to endorse Biden. These are Republicans that Republicans don't even like. That's not something to be bragging about. You bringing out Colin Powell, the man who helped lie us into the Iraq War, and you got John Kasich, John Kerry. Well, John Kerry's a Democrat, but I mean, I couldn't tell. But like, you got all these random folks that people already don't like endorsing Biden. That doesn't help. And it's like they don't get that. They think that, oh, we have the respectable people coming out and they like Biden. You see, you got Colin Powell. Well, look, I mean, we didn't know who he was going to endorse this year. Like, get out of here, man. And now you see that Bernie was a real threat. He was a real threat. And Biden is the only one, well, I wouldn't say the only one, him and a few others would be the only people to mess this up. Because you see, he was up by 14 points. What did he do? He stayed in the basement. I know some people say you just keep him in the basement because every time he comes out, he makes himself go like further down in the polls. But he messed it up. He didn't offer any real counter to Trump besides, I'm not Trump. That's what Hillary Clinton did in 2016, and that just does not work. And now you see his lead went from 14 to 5. Like, it's not that. He's the only one, or one of the only ones that can mess that up. They're like that. That's just, you have to be beyond incompetent to mess that up. It was handed to you, and they still couldn't do it right. Like that's just the most frustrating part about this. If Bernie was the nominee, it would be looking very different right now. It'd be looking very different right now. I would even say that if Bernie Sanders, Tulsi Gabbard, or Andrew Yang were the nominees right now, they would have blown through this. But no. But no. We have to settle for Joe. Let me know what you guys think right now. Think about this. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, like, comment, subscribe, like, whenever do it, however do it, wherever do it, just do it. It's your boy Red X Black, and I'm out. Let's get through. I'm done with this year. I'm really honestly done and over with this year. I'm out. Peace.